So one thing is becoming more and more clear in terms of basketball, and even though the American people don't want to really admit it, the game has become a global game. If you guys look at the award winners last year, the MVP, Most Improved Player, Defensive Player of the Year, as well as Rookie of the Year, were all international players. Obviously, the game is going global. You've got arguably two of the top 5 players in the world being Giannis and Doncic. Then you go to Cameroon, you've got Siakam and Joel Embiid. So you've got a lot of elite players overseas. But one country which has not really had an elite NBA player come up through the ranks in that country, I know there are certain players like Jordan Clarkson, who is technically from this country, but they haven't had a player really come up through the ranks, come up through their system, and really make an impact in the NBA. And this is a country that may be more passionate about basketball than any country in the world. Not saying they're better than every country in the world. Not saying they're even one of the top, say, 5 to 10 countries in the world of basketball. However, if you guys know how passionate people from the Philippines are about basketball, you guys know how much it will mean to that country to get any player that came up all the way through into the NBA. However, there is one guy that has a chance, and it's a guy I've made videos on the last 2 years, and this is going to be my 2019 update on Kai Sotto. And this video is going to be how good is Kai Sotto actually. So before we get on to this video, we are doing a daily December. We're uploading one video every single day this month. And if you guys enjoy this content, subscribe. We are trying to 110,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And anyway, now let's get on to the video. So Kai Sotto. Kai Sotto has been kind of in the spotlight since he was 14, 15 years old. He's currently 17 years old, and when he was back in the day, I've obviously made a couple of videos about him, and he was 7'2" a couple of years ago. So he was projected to be, like, no one really knew what the ceiling was for this guy. Like, a lot of people thought he could have been a 7'6" Porzingis. It was expected that he was going to grow to about 7'6", and just judging by his frame, the fact that he could shoot the ball, he could put the ball on the floor, especially against kids his own age, it looked like he had that type of ceiling. However, the last while when I've been kind of looking at Kai Sotto, especially since he's gone over to America, that's kind of changed. So it seemed as though Kai Sotto finished growing when he was quite young. So obviously, being 7'2" at 15 and still 7'2" at 17, it is unlikely that he is growing. However, he seems to have bulked up quite a bit. So I watched Kai Sotto a lot when he was kind of younger, when, like, obviously playing for the Philippines, going up through the years, and he always seemed like a standout player, but he always seemed very physically weak. He seemed like he was kind of getting his looks because he was tall and not much else, and that he didn't have much around his game except the fact that he was tall and fairly coordinated. However, in the last year or so, he seems to have come on a lot. So after averaging 16.8 points in the 2018 Under-16s Asia Championship, as well as 13.5 rebounds, he then played in the Under-19s World Cup for the Philippines against guys 2 years older than him. And in this competition, he averaged 11.7 points, 7.9 rebounds, which again, playing against guys 2 years older than him, I know obviously he's still one of the tallest players there, is still kind of impressive. And if you take away his last 2 games against China and New Zealand, where he's only scored 5 and 8 points, his average was a lot higher. And he only played 13 minutes against China in a game that they won, and I assume they won it fairly comfortably. So Kai Sotto was playing in the Philippines up until quite recently. So what a lot of people wanted from him was to either go to Europe or go to America. A lot of people's preference was to go to Europe, and in my opinion, that is a lot of the time. It depends on the player. If you're a player and you want to improve your skill, if you're a raw prospect, then going to America is going to the USA, playing high school basketball, playing through that system is going to make you a better player. If you're a polished player and your whole thing is to improve, to be better as part of a team and to fit into a team better, obviously I think Europe is a better place to go. And for Kai Sotto, I think he made the right decision by going to the NBA. There was rumors of him going to Real Madrid, but it's been debunked by him anyway. Could have been true, but he said they're false. So Kai Sotto, since he's come to America, obviously, if you've ever seen this guy play, you knew from an early age that he was athletic, he was really coordinated, and he could shoot the ball. However, recently, enough, more and more clips are coming out of him playing in America, and he seems to have a much more polished game. First of all, he seems to be growing into his body, and that's a huge thing. Is that he's no longer the really skinny kid that he was 2 years ago. So I'm guessing he's finished growing height-wise, and he's bulking up, which is a huge positive for someone like him. And also, he just seems to be he has a quick first step for 7'2", and the fact that he is always a threat to shoot from the outside, he's a threat to kind of shoot from everywhere, means that players have to play close to him. And with a quick first step, if he gets even an inch by you at 7'2", he's going to the basket. While he doesn't seem to be the quickest in terms of speed wise, he has that ability to draw in the defender and get by people, which is obviously a huge asset. Also, his passing seems to be really good. It's kind of difficult to, again, judge by looking at a lot of highlights because as you guys know, the American system is based on, the whole American system of basketball, including high school, is based on just getting players to play college basketball, and a lot of highlights only show the strengths of these players. But he's doing things in America that, honestly, while we saw him do them in the Philippines, it just looks a lot more natural now. So it's going to be interesting. The rumor is that he's going to end up playing for Kentucky or one of the major Division I colleges, which I can definitely see happening. This guy is a skilled 7'2" player who's no longer unbelievably skinny. This guy is going to be, without question, playing in one of the major Division I colleges. And again, the question is, could he make the NBA? I think there's a very good chance. And it's kind of in a different way than was originally expected. He was originally expected to be like this ultra mobile 7'6" unicorn type player who a team would have to take a chance on. However, recently his post game's become more polished. He's bigger, he's stronger, he seems to be playing with higher IQ, he can pass the ball better. And you know what, while obviously the prospect a year ago of this 7'6" unicorn who could have been one of the best players in the world, well, that specific potential is no longer a thing. There is no question about it, Kai Sotto is an NBA prospect. There is no question about it that Kai Sotto has a chance to make the NBA. He's the Philippines' best chance without question. And there is no question about it that if he does make the NBA, he will be as big a star in that country as there is. He'll be one of the most famous people in that country. And obviously, apart from probably Yao Ming and Yi and Lian in China, he may be one of the most kind of hyped up basketball players on that side of the world. So anyway, that is the video. This is my 2019 update to Kai Sotto. Pretty much done one every year. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.